We go to our primetime news follow-up now. Former Prime Minister Patterson is to undergo surgery tomorrow morning on his right hip and right knee, both of which were fractured in a motor vehicle crash at his St. Andrew house last evening. TVJ's Dashan Hendricks reports.
7:45 Monday evening, October 14, a date and a time which brought anxious moments for the family and the friends of 84-year-old former Prime Minister Patterson. This as Mr. Patterson, who was behind the wheels of a Suzuki Swift motor car, crashed at his Norbrook St. Andrew home. We understand Mr. Patterson was helping a family friend to maneuver a difficult segment of his driveway when he lost control of the vehicle. The vehicle came down and brushed the center post right here. In a corner of the guardhouse were the visible remains of parts of the car. The barrier, which was supposed to restrict entry, was ripped from its post. It was still flat on the ground when our cameras visited the location. Just outside the yard, more signs of the crash, which some say could have claimed the life of Mr. Patterson. The first responders, who applied basic medical care until an ambulance arrived to take him to hospital, say he was shaken up. The car which he was driving fared worse. The major worry for Mr. Patterson was his hip and knee, which bore the brunt of the impact. At the Tony Thwaites wing of the University Hospital, frantic moments as friends discussed the situation with the medical chief of staff, Dr. Carl Bruce. Friends and his son Richard were there as well, waiting to hear further news while Mr. Patterson was taken to do an x-ray and given pain medication. By mid-afternoon Tuesday, we were told the former Prime Minister will undergo surgery on his injured right hip and knee. Later in Parliament, former colleagues Carl Samuda and Maurice Guy wished Mr. Patterson well.
One of my famous constituents had an unfortunate accident. I'm speaking, of course, of former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson, who I visited this morning at the hospital and had a very excellent exchange. As usual, he is in very high spirits, looking forward to the treatment that he will receive.
We wish him all the best as he undergoes the treatment that is made available to him by the first-class facility here in Jamaica, and we wish him well and hope that he'll have a full recovery so that he can continue to be the P.J. Patterson that the country knows him to be.
A release said he's expected to make a full recovery with the appropriate medical treatment. Dashan Hendricks, TVJ News.